Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Good morning, Clark Kent. How are you this morning?
Who you with?
Hey,
I'm
man.
good. I'm good.
Jamie, how are you this morning?
Well, today Jamie is feeling mighty swell on the inside. Yeah. Jamie.
That's your club name?
Well, that's my gigolo name. I'm a part-time gigolo.
Because it's hard out there for pimp.
Gigolos
We trying to make money for the rent.
Gigolos.
Yeah, gigolos need love.
Need
too.
love too.
I heard the most incredible conspiracy conversation before I came on the air.
Hey, who?
It's amazing. It's amazing. And then Clark, you agree with him.
I'm just saying.
So let's roll this back.
I agree with what?
Let's roll this back. Jamie claims he wanted to know that they killed Michael Jackson because he wrote the song They don't like
really care about
they don't care about us.
I believe it.
Yeah.
See, and Clark agrees with this. This is not what happened.
Well, you never know.
And he did call Tommy Mottola the devil, but that ain't what happened.
No, but
His addiction killed him.
well,
Well, who gave him the addiction?
yeah.
His
because he wanted-
doctor.
And who was the
Okay,
doctor
who was
sent
them?
by? Who-
He found the doctor.
or
He
was
found
it-
a doctor that he found it. He found a doctor. He found a doctor who would prescribe him that propofol.
or did he put it
Then
out?
it gets even better. They killed Prince too.
they did. They did. I believe it, man. Where there's a will,
How come black people just can't die?
well,
It is so difficult for black people just to die.
it's just hard for me because
They killed Michael Jackson.
yeah, man.
Oh my God.
I
Oh my
believe because he
God.
was too powerful and he was starting to, step out of line, as the folks would say. You out of line, boy. And that's what happened. He started
They wasn't gonna kill Michael Jackson. He had just signed to do 50 dates in London.
Yeah, but he
They need
also
to make
said
some
that this
money.
was the last.
Dude,
He also said that this
the
was
last thing you want to put on Michael Jackson was he was a revolutionary threat.
Wait, no, because he had the people's ear. He's a powerful icon. So when you have a powerful icon going against the machine,
Anybody else didn't kill?
oh yeah, it's a whole lot of people they done killed. KILT.
Tupac.
Yeah,
Tupac and Biggie.
And Biggie that was a strategic move by the system, man. Because these are cats that had the people's ear. So if you got like Martin Luther King,
414-444-5250.
Lil Bobo
Is there anybody out there that's agreeing with Rideout
I'm
and
telling
Clark Kent
I'm telling you.
that Prince and Michael Jackson was killed?
Okay,
Tupac and Biggie's different,
Yeah, okay.
but was killed because they were a threat to the man.
yeah, I'm telling you, because listen, Michael just bought the Beatles catalog, right?
No, he had the Beatles catalog for a while.
Takes a while.
So I remember though when he did that interview and he was talking about Tommy. He was talking about how these people that was
Tommy
evil.
Mottola, he was still going back
they
and
was
forth.
the
Was it Sony or whoever he was? Yeah,
Now Tony there was a big wig. I mean a major big wig.
he was married to Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously no one agrees because nobody's called. So, and you know what? It's my fault for even bringing it up.
Hey, listen, man.
That's what they know.
And I was just sitting here, just kind of listening, and they just casually just throwing conspiracies out there. Yeah, anybody else?
Well, of course, Martin Luther.
They were about the revolution.
Yeah, but still, when you're powerful,
If you had a Mount Rushmore of revolutionary prophets, Prince and Michael Jackson would not even be in the same state.
That is true. However, if you had a Mount Rushmore of people that can influence and cause the people to turn, they most definitely would be on there.
Well, then that would be Marilyn Manson, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, didn't Marilyn Manson get sued because some kid was listening to his music and committed suicide?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so we're clear, Prince and Michael Jackson succumbed to drug overdoses.
Man, that's a hard pill to swallow for me, man. Because
it was for them too.
Oh, boy, hold on.
Too soon. Too soon.
That was brutal. You got the belt for that one. You got the championship belt for that one.
One too many aspirin. Caller, welcome to the program.
Too soon, Jack.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's
I
up?
was listening to you guys say, let's not forget about Whitney Houston. That happened to her.
Whitney Houston.
Oh boy, there's another one.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Whitney Houston was talking there's a CEO, I think, of Sony Records, Clyde Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was calling for a lot of murders and everything. It's always use drugs to cover it up.
Yep. Yep.
That's all I want to say.
Yep. So one for Ride Out. But listen, because they don't want to get charged with murder, so they have to strategically do it, like Puffy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't nobody tell me Puffy.
He ain't dead yet.
No, but Puffy has something to do with Kim's death.
Oh,
he has something to do with Al B. Shore getting sick. He has something to do with all of that, man.
How about LB Shore just being fat?
No, but it wasn't the fat thing that landed him in the hospital. It was what they gave him.
I'm sure it contributed to him.
Man, that cat had pneumonia.
Heavy
man.
D.
Hey, you'd be surprised, man. I'm telling you, Doc, you'll be surprised. The industry is evil, man. It's evil.
But you don't kill your moneymaker.
No, but yes, you do, because if you got insurance on them, your moneymaker died.
Now, if you said Suge Knight and Tupac, I'm with that.
Well,
because I still believe that Suge Knight had something to do with Tupac's dying.
Well, Puffy, and it's on record. You can look this up. Puffy said after this whole thing, he was like, Tupac, Biggie, I don't care who they are, one of them got to go.
Puffy said that.
Yes, and you can look it up, bro. It's on
so
the
good
record.
he in jail.
Yeah, it's on the record, man.
When is he scheduled to get out?
I don't know, man, but
and when is Robert Kelly scheduled to get out?
So they gave Kelly 30-some years, man. And that's crazy because for
child molestation?
What was it, child molestation? Because
boy.
Wait. Anytime when you have a parent,
the man set him up, right?
No, but no. But anytime when you have a parent, that would bring your child,
okay,
your child 13 years old, and you would leave him there with a grown man. Stop it, man.
See the problem with conspiracies? Caller, welcome to the program.
I'm not leaving my daughter with no man.
Most of us would.
Okay, so think about it.
But that ain't got nothing to do with conspiracy. That's just good parenting.
I didn't say that was a conspiracy.
Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Hello?
Hey.
Good morning. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I believe Jones Rivers was killed.
Joan Rivers.
I believe Jones Rivers because of the statement she made about the Obama family. And then I believe Kanye West's mother. I believe Kanye West's mother was also done away with because of the statements he had made against Bush. And then she went. These are people that go in for just simple cosmetic surgeries that they did in the past.
And where did she have the cosmetic surgery?
I'm not saying that mistakes don't happen.
Meech, where did she have the cosmetic surgery?
Kanye's mama.
Didn't she have the cosmetic surgery in Brazil?
I can't hear you.
Didn't she have the cosmetic surgery in
Brother,
Brazil?
I don't care what the establishment the establishment will go in a cave, man. The cave of poverty, man, and find you if they really desire to have you. So Kanye made that statement about how Bush was, and what about a month later or so, his mother went in for that cosmetic surgery. She passed away.
In Brazil.
John Rivers made a conversation about we having the first
Rivers was old.
transgender in the White House.
Yeah, Joan Rivers was in her 80s.
Okay, but John Rivers, hey, look, she was in her 80s, but she had that kind of operation many times before.
Okay.
You know. So I just thought I would throw that in.
Well, thank you for throwing that in. I'm ready to throw it out. All right, got you. I got you. I'm ready. You threw it in. I'm ready to throw it out. All right, Colin, welcome to the program.
Somebody come over there and pray for you.
Do that. You can pray where you write. You know, if it gets through.
Let's have a good old fashioned prayer meeting up there at the station. You won't even invite me to Bible study.
You know what my pastor used to say? He said some prayers don't get beyond the prayer loft.
Ain't that something? That's something.
All right, man. All right. Caller, welcome to the program. You go?
Yeah, call
So this list is expanded. We started with Michael Jackson and Prince. Then we get to Joan Rivers and Kanye's mama. Now, the one thing that Joan Rivers and Kanye mama have in effect, they both had cosmetic surgery, is where they had the cosmetic surgery. Because my understanding was she had her cosmetic surgery, she being Kanye's mom in Brazil, and it was complications from that. But I don't know why I'd go to Brazil when we had some of the best cosmetic surgeons in the world right here in America.
Right.
But maybe that was a conspiracy.
You just never know, man.
You never know, but
You just never know, man. I mean, you know how this system is set up. We would have never found out that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was being set up if that information didn't leak.
Well, I grew up during that time, and I was a kid, and people kind of knew the government was certainly. It's funny, you hear about how right now, Trump alleged that the Biden administration had weaponized the Department of Justice. Anybody who was around in the 60s and 70s and probably even in the 50s knew that the FBI, which is part of the Department of Justice, really had been weaponized to go after civil rights leaders, to go after student activists, people who were against the war. And when I heard that, it was like, it wasn't the first time. Now, the difference probably is this time around, this president is using to go after his enemies. Now, Nixon had an enemies list, and he put the IRS on them. He put other people on them. So that's real. But this wasn't the first time now that the Justice Department had been weaponized against U.S. citizens. As a matter of fact, one of the things that happened with the Church Committee was that a lot of the stuff that the CIA was doing, they could no longer do stateside.
So who was the guy? I remember this, I think it was in the 80s. It was like the mid 80s, late 80s in Philadelphia, when they had blew up the house.
Wilson Good was mayor. It was Move.
Yeah. So how they went about that whole thing.
One of my
they was
classmates,
watching them and following them the whole time.
One of my classmates ended up going to work for Wilson Good. He's
Really?
in Philly today. Yep. Yeah, that was Move. And he definitely, everyone says that the Gap Band Drop a Bomb on Me is about Tulsa.
Yeah.
But they definitely dropped a bomb on
Yeah.
Move. I mean, they burned down. And if anybody's ever been out east, especially in cities like Philly, is row houses.
Right.
And so the whole block,
Yeah.
they just basically blew up the whole block.
So
Dealing with Move.
so for them to actually do that, and they was trying to eliminate a powerful black voice. They tried to eliminate it by destroying that particular property and pretty much everything around it and anybody who was in that house. So you have the government knows, hey, well, there's ways to shut it down. It's just how would you go about doing it?
Yeah, but the kids ended up dying. It was
Yeah,
horrific,
yeah, it was sad.
and then to show you how things work, then they ended up charging the members of Move.
So make it make sense because they're not the ones that have created this whole fire. They didn't create none of that. But for them to be in the house and that house to get bombed like that, and then I believe from one of the survivors, because I was watching the story, she said how they was running out the house and this is so you tried to kill everybody in that house because you wanted them to be silent.
Um, Epic Moves Milwaukee says right out is speaking truth. All them things did and is happening in the industry.
I'm telling you, man. Listen, I'm
Why
telling you,
would
Doc,
you? It seems to be rather self defeating that if you can eat because of somebody, why would you kill them if you could eat because of them?
because you can eat life. If
Sometimes
if I don't have to pay you anymore and I get all of the residuals, there's a record
Well,
company right
in
now.
most cases, most people have signed away.
No, no, no,
Yeah, a lot of times people have signed away. You know
no,
that.
no. But I'm talking about now. They got these contracts now.
People are still signing away there. They still are signing away. Look, and I would agree with this. The industry lawyers are very good, but most people are not reading the fine print.
Well, yeah, because you so intrigued about that money number. So you see that money number
Exactly.
first. So you see that
Exactly.
first, and then you don't read anything
you know
else.
what?
But there's a record company right now. I forgot the name of it. I think it's I want to say CG something. It is I forgot the name of the record company, so I don't want to say the wrong name. But there's a record company out here that once they sign their artists, they take out an insurance policy on them.
Yeah, everybody
Wait,
does.
hold on, no. Not every record company does that. This particular record company does that because the rappers that they sign are drill rappers, and they know man that it's only a limited time that if
What
they
kind of rappers?
drill rappers
And drill rappers are
are the ones that rap about you know death. Like say like if I kill you,
Death,
man,
drugs,
I'll put out a
yeah.
song say, hey man, I'm smoking on Keith. Um,
well.
that whole
Would
thing.
you take out if you knew that the actuary on these guys is because they talking violence that they might breed violence?
Yeah, but why sign these people to promote the violence?
Because it's making money.
Because at my point. So if you are no longer alive, the portion that I'm paying you, I no longer have to pay. So now everything is coming to me because I own you.
Okay, like question. So Keith, if I'm working for you and I'm making you a lot of money and I
Right.
decide to go to ride out,
Right.
ride out give me a little better deal or something, give me something, I got my own rights and everything.
Yep.
And I decide to leave you, you think you ain't gonna end up?
Because that's your, that's your money
Okay.
maker. That's your
Okay.
big fish.
So, so you saying to me that the current owners of WNOV, if I decide to take my talent to WGOB, they're gonna put a hit out on me?
Well, it depends on no, seriously. It depends on if you are the big fish and if that company is evil like that.
Mariella, I know you listening. I'm not leaving. I don't want you kilting me.
No, Mary, don't you weep.
But that is how it is though.
Don't you weep, Mary. No.
But that's how it
I
is.
should know.
You heard what happened to Keith, right? He was
got
getting
chopped
ready to make that move up on Burleigh. And oh my God.
Now we're
boy.
smoking on Parris.
Well, let me thank everybody for being part of the conspiracy moment here on Community Voice. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Boy, everything and nothing. But it's my fault because, again, I should have been ear hustling. And y'all just so casually throwing it back. And Clark going, yelp.
It's real, man. I'm telling you, it's real.
You're listening to Community Voice. At the bottom of the hour, we'll be doing Be Healthy, Be You. You all keep it locked. We'll be right back. I have our
causing it or something else going on. So you want to kind of tailor it to the person as well.
And then to
And-
add to that, of course, with all the varieties of different mental illness, I think that because people don't talk about it as much, although we are starting to get some traction with it now, which is wonderful. But because people don't talk about it, I think the numbers that are listed are far less than what it is in reality, because people are frightened to talk about these things, whether it's because of jobs or family members or just in themselves, not wanting to open up and talk about those things. And then the other part of it is a lot of other things can affect your mental health too, right? So there's lots of medical conditions like anemia and thyroid disease and all these other things where someone can be having raging anxiety and didn't realize that they have an abnormal thyroid hormone level. So, again, conversation.
Or people who are dealing with long-term illness might lead to depression, because it just seems like I'm in this spiral and I just can't seem to get out. I was thinking the other day, it's kind of crazy, but I was thinking about Charles Manson, and the reason why I was going that there's a difference between someone like Charlie Manson, everybody knows he's just recently died, but he was more of a sociopath than someone who was dealing with psychotic behavior, right? I mean, which gets to how our environment can impact our mental health and our behavior controlled by our brain, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think you're talking. I mean, you're
Like-
alluding to the nature versus
Versus
nurture
nurture,
debate,
yeah.
and it's extremely valid. And I think that, listen, it's just my little opinion here, but I do think that the nurture part plays that a massive role. So even if nature is dictating something going on, I think that if the people around you and you are in the right group of folks and get the right resources and maybe medication or whatever it is that you are needing in severe cases, I think the outcome can still be good.
We're all third world people. When I say third world, but our culture certainly has an impact on our mental health. This guy Ralph Wiley wrote a book a few years ago. Sometimes it makes you want to holler, right? I mean, you were talking about the whole nurture piece of our environment, our culture, our religion. All those things can contribute, and I'll use the word mental health, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you all know we're on radio, so therefore you have to. They're shaking their head. Yeah. Well, okay. Use your words. Use your words.
I'll jump in here. You're alluding to the entire nature of all the things. So it's not only in the home; it's outside the home. It's the community, and that's why the having events and making sure that we're checking in on each other and being open and honest about how we're feeling. I feel like a lot of people tend to pretend like everything is sunshine and rainbows on a day-to-day because maybe they're embarrassed or they just feel too proud to talk about it.
Well, and what I'm getting to is there's an enormous. You guys are doctors, right? I don't know how much of that is culturally driven in terms of you being a doctor, but I do know, for instance, I knew people who they were achieving, right? But the pressure that goes along with it, right? And then you don't want to be the person who lets your people down, right? That can impact your mental health, right?
Yeah, no, I think like there's someone I know was their niece or someone was doing a experiment in school, and like you're talking about the environment affecting you as a person and your mental health, and her niece basically took two plants, the same plants, same type of soil, everything. And she decided to do put one plant and speak positively to it and give it sunlight and water and everything, and give the other plant same sunlight, same water, same nutrients, everything like that, but speak negatively to it. And the one that she spoke negatively to started to die. And so it's not just what you do on yourself on the inside, but like things around you can affect you internally, and you just don't think that that plays a major role. And like you said, our society now, like we have a lot of pressure being in physicians and high stress careers. A lot of things get thrown at you, and you can't really stop that like flow of all the stuff coming at you, but you can build healthy coping mechanisms to help deal with it better.
And also, all physicians are not the best at this either. So it's a conversation that is happening within the medical community as well, because there are a lot of people, you have to go from patient to patient to patient, you're trying to take a breath or just be a human. It becomes a little bit, suppressing those feelings. So it's important for it in every realm. It affects every realm everywhere. And even like sometimes, and not every physician even feels comfortable talking about mental health always with patients, and that's facts. And so, just making sure, I think that if the community has these conversations and it becomes more normalized slowly, then that seeps into every avenue and it makes everybody feel more comfortable.
You had alluded to it earlier, but we're moving, I think, sometimes glacially towards, having these conversations, right? And I'm going to use the word okay. But what I mean is not, it shouldn't be condemning because you might be dealing with some mental health issues. Yet, for a lot of us, let's put them in the attic, or we ignore it. They'll grow out of it. So there's a significant number of people who are walking around with undiagnosed mental health challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's where primary care plays a really huge. I think that's where primary care plays a huge role in helping to build these trusting relationships with patients so that they feel comfortable talking about them, and you're able to identify what's going on with the patient and see how you can help them better, because a lot of people don't like to talk about it and they think it's like a weakness instead of a strength. But if you break your leg, you immediately go to the doctor. You're not going to try to like walk it off. So why not go to the doctor for these things too?
But there's not a stigma attached to a broken leg like there's a
That's
stigma
true.
attached
That's true.
to-
But like you said, we're
That's
moving
why
at a
we're here.
glacial pace to get there.
right. And I, just being able to be able to, because when you talk about this thing, because the brain is, it's literally the nerve center. It's controlling everything, and our state of mind a lot of times impacts how we deal in this environment, right?
And you hit the nail on the head with what you just said. That stigma that holds us so tightly. I make it a point when I'm talking about anxiety, depression with people or any other mental health thing going on, I say, this is no different than any other chronic condition. Everybody knows people with diabetes, with high blood pressure, with all these other things. Okay, diabetes, for example. You need to watch your blood sugars. You need to eat healthy. You need to exercise. Some people need to take insulin injections. Some people need to take pills. Some people do well with just exercise and eating healthy in and of itself. Everybody is unique. There's the diabetic category, but each person's treatment plan is different because everybody has different circumstances and different genetics, and it's a partnership, and we work with it. Now, if those same people don't do the things that they need to do, what happens? They lose their limbs. They can go blind. They, can have heart attacks and strokes. This is no different than anxiety and depression. It is a chronic condition. Anxiety, depression, bipolar, all the things, they're chronic conditions, and they need a treatment plan that is unique to them. They need medication. They need therapy, talk therapy. They need exercise, eating healthy, doing things like positive affirmations and meditation, and, working on what works for you. But I think if everybody can have that outlook, say, okay, here are different spectrums of chronic conditions, and as long as you're open for the treatment and the tools in your toolbox to help you fight it.
I think, and one of the great things about the Affordable Care Act was that it put mental health care on the same level as regular physical health care, right? Because I can remember your HMO would give you X number of visits, where if I broke my leg, literally unlimited in terms of dealing, making sure I'm healed, right? You may or may not be able to, in 3 or 4 or 5 sessions, be able to really adequately deal with a mental health challenge. So in some ways, but I think, again, as you said, glacially, we just have to move that it's okay to get help.
I mean, the same way with like some people, even with like actual chronic other medical conditions, like even diabetes or high blood pressure, some people want to just try lifestyle and diet and exercise and all those things, but it's harder. Like they're more hesitant to try medication for it. So there's a stigma around medication too. So it's kind of similar in that sense. So we're moving glacially, but I think it all starts with the basic foundation of trust and working with the patient and what's best for them.
We have a caller? Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Keith. Thanks for taking my call. Good morning, ladies in the studio. Thanks for being there. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Rideout. Good morning, Clark. Good morning, Milwaukee. Tyrone W. speaking. A couple different things here. Good morning, Vivian King, another one of my favorite people there on the previous show there. Tried to call in. She had too many interviews there, so I couldn't get through. But I'll catch up with you, Viv, when I can. But have a nice event on the 15th there. Probably won't get there this year, but it sounds good. I'll try to get there in upcoming events there. I was going to say a couple different things. Big corporation, it's just greed all over the place. I pretty much kind of know the answer is greed, but big corporation, is it to the point to where overload is just part of the modern day, workplace? Like, okay, be flexible, but yeah, we want you to do this. You're doing 10 different things, man. By the end of the day, you're just burnt. So, just work overload. Instead of spreading, the staff and team members, spread it around there. Illustration would be, well, of course, you got one governor, but then you've got several mayors, you've got several alder people. Now, all those people should be able to report to the governor. As far as chain of command is concerned, alder person to the mayor and different things like that. There are different departments and things like your treasurer and different people, like that. They're reporting to the governor. And then, brainstorming and working things out there. So it just seems to me like, as a country, we have gotten bogged down with overload. And then we say, well, even with the military, smoke them if you got them. Well, that's the worst thing you can tell them to do, because they need to be healthy in order to be able to hold the line. And so all these different things that we see, the youngsters vaping and everything. Literally seen a young lady. I said she was the young man. He was handling it okay, but the young lady, she went to vaping, and she started choking. I said, "You choking? Are you choking?" She said, "No, I'm not." She almost coughed up a lung. I'm like,
So,
man.
Are you? Human beings have always had to deal with.
So I'll listen to you over there. There's a lot there,
man.
but yeah, just corporation overload and.
I think you make a valid point. I do. I think that in general, lots of organizations, a lot of people, doctors included, everybody is on that hamster wheel of like, all right, we got to get things done, and then we're not actually addressing or even recognizing, because you're so busy, how you are actually feeling. So I would urge you to advocate for yourself, no matter what workplace that you're in, to advocate and take that moment. And if you feel that you need therapy, and if you feel that you need like a mental health day, whatever it is, advocating for yourself to make sure that you're practicing important, healthy coping mechanisms, and also talking to your doctor about it. If you talk to your doctor about it and you say to your doctor, hey, I really want to do talk therapy, I'm struggling and my job won't let me do that, well, best believe your doctor's going to write you a note, and if they don't, find a new doctor who will say this is important part of your care plan to allow my patient to have a healthy coping mechanism and to thrive with their chronic conditions. So it's conversation and advocacy, I think.
You're listening to Be Healthy, Be You. We're joined in studio by Dr. Sabrina Ali and Dr. Christina Kumaran. They are with the Ascension All Saints Family Health Center. Today we're talking about mental health, and we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Back and we're inside Be Healthy, Be You. We're joined by Dr. Sabrina Ali and Dr. Christina Kumaran. And they're here talking about mental health. And we're going to talk about an event that's happening at the end of the month. We were having these conversations off, that whole mental, it's kind of stuff for words. That whole mental piece is big.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about depression and that dark place that people, and a lot of times I can tell you my own experience was I didn't know who to turn to. I never thought maybe I should go and talk to a doctor. Maybe it is, we used that word earlier, stigma, and not wanting people to go like, because I can tell you, in the community I grew up with, when they called you crazy, that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's obviously not a clinical term. It's just how we describe it. We talk about with people who are trying to manage their depression.
You're hitting on the also that men don't cry and men need to be tough and men better keep your business to yourself and not say anything. And no, men can cry.
You want a real life story?
Yeah.
My father was killed when I was 10. And my mother and father were divorced. But so I come home from school and my mom said, I need to see you in the bedroom. Now, normally when my mom calls you in the bedroom, that's usually not good. And so she called me in and she said, I got a letter from your aunt. And she said, your dad was killed in Kentucky. Now, really, I didn't have much of a relationship with him, but I just started crying. I'm 10. My mother said, stop crying. Men don't cry.
Yeah.
I was 10.
No.
Now, I know she meant well.
Yeah.
We don't want to raise soft boys. And so after that, it was very difficult for me to cry because my mom had told me that, men don't cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that and experience that. I remember you mentioned this last year as well. And it's the giving tools to kids so they grow up and they know how to respond in those situations. I reckon your mom didn't have the tools, to talk about that mental health piece of it or, navigate those things.
I don't think she even thought about that.
Yeah.
I think she was probably, and then it probably hurt her to see me cry.
Right.
So there was probably a lot going on there in terms of that.
It's hard.
But, and depending on the kid, it could, obviously, there's one of those traumatic moments in your life. But I'm just saying that you're right in terms of the culture, and especially when it comes to men. I mean, it's not just mental health. Men regularly seeing a doctor, right? Because especially if you came up in sports, you get out. I was listening to someone they were talking about how Vince Lombardi was talking about toughness, and he said, "Oh, you injured one leg, you have another one." Just take but this ability to be able to, something is wrong. I think the next step is how do we reach out for the help that we need?
And know that it's okay, to reach out.
I think it's a good thing that, like you said earlier, like we're moving at a glacial pace. I think knowledge is power, and educating the next generation and young boys that it's okay to cry, like start early, really try to show them that they don't need to internally isolate themselves like that really helps, because then you're going to pass that down the line and it's going to have like a ripple effect.
So is it different than we're raising our girls differently?
I think we should be raising all of our children with that mentality.
Yeah.
And also, it's the what do they say? What's that phrase? Monkey see, monkey do. Yeah. So it's so important that even as adults, even if we weren't given those tools, even if we don't know really how to manage our feelings, our stressors. We're running around doing a million things. You're grocery shopping, you're working, you're cooking, your kids screaming at, help, or, what, I need this, or I want this, or they're crying, it's overstimulating. So in learning as a parent, as an adult in society, how to do these things, then the younger generation see you. Okay, dad's really upset and overstimulated. He takes a moment and he does a guided meditation, or dad takes a moment and he does a couple deep breathing exercises, or mom is really, when she's really upset, she says she needs just a couple minutes of quiet, and I don't know, she likes to do adult coloring, all the different things. Or, oh, hey kiddo, I have therapy today. You're gonna be with, I don't know, mom, uncle, aunt, whoever, for an hour. I'm gonna do therapy for an hour. Letting them see how you respond to stressors.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Yeah.
I think that we find ourselves in a society where we it's kind of a different world now in some ways, where people are more apt to expose themselves. I don't know if that's healthy, but
in what way? Can you elaborate? Expose.
The internet, with social media, we share a lot of intimate details in our lives that in the past maybe not so much. In our household, whatever happened in that house stayed in the house. We didn't want it outside the house. And I think that's the idea with mental illness. And, we were talking about parents and children, but, really in relationships.
Yeah.
That a lot of times.
I'm smiling because you made me think of like a memory of childhood. You ain't kidding with telling people outside the house. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what happened. I think me and my brother might have got into an argument. We were real little, and my sister was there and she was babysitting us, and we couldn't get a hold of my mom. It was before cell phones and whatever. So I called my aunt, and I was like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I told my aunt, my mom came up, she's like, why did you tell your auntie? I got in so much trouble. you don't tell what's going on.
Oh, my grandmother.
Like, Mom, I just
my mother wouldn't. I couldn't go and tell my grandmother what was happening. My mother was, and I don't know. So I don't know how you strike a balance. There is the importance of catharsis, where we're able to release. And we have different things to do that, decompress. But I think if we're dealing with some challenges, and again, some of them are neurological, right? That's why you really want to go and talk to a doctor. It really could be neurological.
Yeah.
Some of it really could be environmental, where it triggers. Grief is one of those emotions that can trigger all kind of mental responses. Anger, and as you were speaking, talking about men again, work with fathers, and these are primarily fathers who are descendants of enslaved Africans. One of the emotions that people could express was anger. We can express anger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then men especially, and so as opposed to how you hear that term anger management, but it's one of those things. But when it comes down to things like empathy and some of these other things, men are kind of taught to.
Yeah.
And I think that's why that anger builds up, because we don't have those healthy coping mechanisms to navigate our emotions.
Well, let me ask you,
and
when
then
you say
builds up.
coping, is there a difference when I say coping as opposed to treatment?
So when I say coping mechanisms are a part of a treatment plan.
Okay.
It's one of the many things that you can. So there's unhealthy coping mechanisms and there's healthy. Unhealthy can be, not talking about it, building things up, and maybe punching a wall. The angry type things that you're talking about here, then there's also reaching for substance use, alcohol, things like that, things that feel maybe numb you in the moment. You just, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to think about it. There's too much happening at once. I can't. So there's all those kinds. And then there's healthy coping mechanisms like, positive affirmations and coloring and therapy and exercise and
journaling and meditation.
So there's a lot, and I do mental health virtual visits with my patients and do talk with them through different supportive psychotherapy techniques, which includes these mechanisms, right? And I always say, please don't feel bad. You're not hurting my feelings if you don't like to journal. It's okay. And I say this because people think that, oh, it doesn't work for me. There's nothing else I can do. That's it. I'm done. I tried. But there are so many different things that you can try. And eventually you will find something that works.
Well, when you talk about the positive affirmation, I kept thinking Al Franken's role on Saturday Night Live, Stuart Smalley. You're good enough. You're smart enough. I'm misquoting, but that looking in the mirror, and some of these things, like I said, it's trying to pinpoint it could be a little bit difficult because how much of it is, again, your nature, how much of it is just your nurture, your environment, and being able to manage it. So you talk about the importance of one, and we said all the time on Be Healthy, Be You need a primary physician. If you're at a certain age, I know part of the Medicare wellness checkup is they ask you some questions about what your mental state is.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this event that you're having at the end of the month.
Okay, I'll introduce it and then fill in whenever you'd like. Okay?
Sure.
So, Wellness Wonderland. I am really excited and really proud to say that this is the 4th one. I started this a couple years ago, and it was just a little baby thought I had, and I wanted to, spread this importance of mental health. I don't know, maybe people in my life are like, oh my God, you and the mental health again. But because it's just so important.
So crazy.
There you go. But so started this a couple years back, got some people on board, and it's been growing and growing and growing every year, which is fantastic. So Wellness Wonderland is a mental health fair in essence. And so half of the event is teaching folks how to deal with stressors of life. And so we partner with a lot of different wonderful organizations, which I'm going to shout out in a little bit, but where people of the community can go from station to station to station learning about different things like art therapy, animal therapy, aromatherapy, yoga, meditation.
People are really taking advantage of this whole animal therapy thing. It's like a lot of these, you have pets everywhere now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, okay, again, not looking at their medical record.
Animals do provide a lot of good support for folks. They're real cool and calm and zen, and
they may not be for everybody.
No, they're not.
Are you trying to tell me I can't bring my doggy in here? I don't have a doggy.
No, you places and you see people, and this dog is their therapy dog.
Yeah.
But there's no, but if you knew that this person had XYZ condition and this dog was vital to them to keep them relaxed, maybe in an overstimulated environment,
or people who are dealing with post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Yeah. Right. And having that doggy or other mental health support animal.
All right, you got to pass.
Thank you. Okay, so they will go. People will go through the different stations. They'll learn about all the different things. They collect coins, and then they get to spend the coins, and that's my little incentive on the carnival side. And on the carnival side, this year we have a dunk tank. We have big inflatable carnival games, basketball, skee ball, baseball. We also have a bunch of the down a clown and those other toss games. We also we're giving away free backpacks and school supplies, and food, desserts, all the things. So I'm super excited.
I think this is a great way to bring the community together and also work towards breaking that stigma. And because all the families are coming, they're bringing other friends and their children. You're so happy about this, and I think it's going to be really fun. It's the first time I'm going to see it, hopefully.
But she also is. So after she's done with my rotation, community medicine, she's segueing into emergency medicine rotation. So I told her emergency medicine. So I told her, I was like, if you are feeling tired.
So we have to do hospitalist training as part of, So
and she has a shift, and she finishes at 6 a.m. or something.
It's one of the great additions, I think, to healthcare is hospitalists in the emergency room.
Yeah,
man, hospitalists really kind of saved my life. So I'm a big fan of hospitals.
Thank you.
Yeah,
but also to add to the wellness wonderland, I think when we see family physicians, we just think of them as you go to them, you see them, they prescribe you medications for what you need, and you leave. But Dr. Ali is really part of her passion is community medicine, and it's more than just one patient that you see in a room. She's bringing the community together. And also there's so many resources now I'm learning that she knows that she's not just helping with the health part of it. She's helping them legally or with therapy and all the other sponsors that are coming. She has so many resources that patients come in and they're like, oh, I have to deal with this thing in court. And she's like, I have someone for that. Or I have, anxiety and depression, but also I'm trying to have a child, but I have substance abuse history. Oh, I have someone for that.
You are so sweet and kind, and I appreciate you saying all those things. And I'm glad that you're having a good, experience.
Yeah, because I'm seeing that there's so much more to community medicine than just seeing a patient.
And we're hearing this term holistic.
Yeah,
a more holistic approach, not just because everything impacts on everything else, right? There's an intersectionality that we deal with in life, things that we are thinking not connected, but they are connected.
Yeah. One chronic condition affects the other. So if your anxiety and depression is not under control, then you're less likely to have your diabetes under control and your high blood pressure under control. Because you know what, maybe I don't have the motivation to be careful about what I'm eating or take my medication on time or go for a walk, which I need to do, and exercise. They are all blended. They're all together.
Yeah, because if you're dealing with, you're just talking about it, where if I'm dealing with a financial crisis, then it's going to impact my mental health.
Yeah,
right? I mean that's
social determinants of health.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They all affect each other. So I hope everybody comes on down and finds me at Wellness Wonderland. It is on August 29th from 12 to 4 p.m. at our clinic, Ascension, the Family Health Center, 2400 West Villard Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53209. And if I could, I'd love to shout out some of my wonderful partners really quickly. So Anthem is one of our newer partners this year. Shout out to Rita. And also Leroy Butler, surprise, will be coming to Wellness Wonderland this year. So for all you Packer fans, please come on down. He'll be there sitting at a table. He'll also be, can I say he'll be coming on with us? Okay. All right. I was like, let me check in with the boss first. So Leroy Butler is going to also be joining us on WNOV with Keith on August 25th, talking about mental health again and Wellness Wonderland. And so I'm real excited that they're joining us this year. And Rita is one of the people who works with Anthem and has been such a light of sunshine, a ray of sunshine rather, and just been doing all the things in the community. So I really appreciate her. And then we have Rogers Behavioral Health, Wisconsin Academy of Family Physicians, Mr. Dye's Pies. He has been in it since the beginning, Mr. Jonathan Dye, and he donates his delicious pies every year. WPS Reptiles, Friends of Lincoln Park, Milwaukee County Children's Disabilities Program. Milwaukee Police Department is coming and volunteering with their community ice cream truck this year.
Oh yeah.
So that was really neat. And then Mounted Patrol. And then the fire department comes with a fire truck and Festival Foods. We also have our folks in many different avenues within Ascension, from our resident physicians to attending physicians to just our medical assistants, our front desk staff. Lots of people are volunteering for this event, and I appreciate everybody. I have a community partner nurse, Jenny Ovide, or Ovidi rather, and she is fantastic, superhuman. She'll also be there too. The City of Milwaukee Health Department's coming out. What else? Who else am I missing here? Outpost Natural Foods. And Weber's Greenhouse just let me know that they were going to be donating some plants, and we're going to do like a plant therapy station. So yeah, we have a lot of amazing folks working hard to put this all together. So I hope everybody comes out.
Again, the date, time, and location.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, also Barbara Koga is one of our sponsors this year as well. And I will say my fiance Sean has also been working hard to help me with it, so he deserves a shout out. But
Earn your keep, Sean. Earn your keep.
so it's gonna be you want to say? Go ahead. Or you want me to?
Let me see.
Okay.
2400
West
West Villard Avenue, Milwaukee 53209.
There you go. And the Ascension Family Health Center outside. You won't miss it.
The old St. Michael's.
12 to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Location of the old St. Michael's. Well, it was certainly nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you too.
Always good seeing you.
Nice to see you as well.
And again, give us the event, the time.
Wellness Wonderland.
August 29th, 12 to 4 p.m.
Anything else other than we look forward to having Leroy Butler here? Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. No, I'm excited to continue the conversation and, just keep advocating, everybody, please.
Dr. Sabrina Ali, Dr. Christina Kumaran, again, of the Ascension All Saints Family Health Center. Appreciate you. Thank you.
I guess,
Thank you.
last note, shout out to Ascension and the Ascension Family Residency Program.
But thank you for having us and
Yes.
giving us this
Thank
opportunity to talk about mental
Yes.
health. And
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
with your host, Keith Parris.
All right, welcome back. Hey, they got my phone working.
Working on?
Yeah, it's this. Somebody called me 414-444-5250 414 so I can identify. We have a caller, so you give me a call 414-444-5250 414-5250. Man, don't give out the other number, bro.
The other number is the private.
Come on, you got to have the hookup to get the other number. Come on, bro.
That's the VIP line.
Well, glad you didn't know it. We gave it all
Oh,
out.
man, we told you.
As Kennedy said, yeah, you need to call 991. Call 991. That's what where they actually come out.
Yeah, because the 911 don't show.
Oh man, that woman on the south side,
Jesus.
that's crazy. That is nuts. Oh, I'm sure the family, if she has family, is going to, go make a claim against the city, and they're investigating. But man, I mean,
what is there to investigate? She pushed the I fall and I can't get up button, and they didn't come.
and it was what 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah,
And man, and then the dude, and talk about mental health.
he was still there.
Yeah, but he was obviously, and that's the thing, because there are people who are going around with undiagnosed mental health challenges, because we have decentralized mental health care, which means we don't always institutionalize. It's the community care. The community care now is up then to the individual to make sure they avail themselves to the treatment, take their medications. A lot of people don't like how the medication makes them feel, so then they're apt to not want to take the medication. But so that's the world that we're living in. If you look at the number of people in prison, many of them there because of mental health issues. They committed a crime, but they were dealing with some mental health challenges, and so it's just a lot easier to incarcerate them than it is to treat them. But as I was thinking about that, I read biographies, man. That's what I do. I love biographies, love people's backgrounds. And when I was reading the book on Charles Manson, it became obvious that this dude was not really dealing with neurological issues. It was the environment. As a matter of fact, he said, look, it was the prison system that created me. That's a sociopath, right? That is different. Society creates that. And in some ways, society is creating certain people with sociopathic kind of behavior. When you get into I'm sorry.
Yeah, because that was kind of interesting what she said earlier about the two plants,
Mm-hmm.
and one talks nicely than the other one died, and I was like,
It's a great example of that. Boys in the Hood, Ricky and Doughboy.
right,
Where Mama loved Ricky,
right,
and she couldn't stand Doughboy.
Yeah.
And she probably didn't think, and that's so. Think about that as a kid that you're growing up, and your mama is basically saying you ain't.
You know what? And after all the years coming up, I had seen that situation like that.
Oh, it happens,
I've seen
man.
that situation.
It happens. Like if you hear, that's the myth that parents love all their kids the same. First of all, it's difficult just because of the unique personality each child has. Some parents say they don't have favorites. Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
And what drives that person being a favorite could be the circumstances of their birth, the relationship they might have with the other parent.
So is it that is their favorite, or is it that they just share a special moment or a special situation with the child?
I'm not getting in your video.
Oh no, I mean because I love both of them.
I ain't talking about you.
Oh.
Was there a favorite in the Rideout family? Okay.
Nah, it was 9 of us.
Treated everybody awfully.
I can tell the favorite of my family.
I can tell you the favorite of my family too.
My oldest brother didn't do nothing.
See?
Well,
that's good. We talk about mental health. Just get it out, bro.
Well, nothing, man. I'm tired.
Where's Quay Cruz? We pull out the couch. Get it out, bro. We here for you, man. This is a safe space. You can. Yeah, I could. Yeah. I mean, let's talk about some trauma. Now I have a better understanding of maybe the why.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I didn't always get it.
Right.
I didn't always get it. I think I have a better understanding now. And kids have their own unique relationships with their parents. I was watching some of the kids, and you had, I got to the point probably when I was about 8 or 9 where I didn't feel like I really needed to be up under my mom, and so. And I don't know if anybody, because my mother wasn't one of those moms that let you be up under her,
Right.
But you can see some kids, and look, I don't know. It's just a reality. When Let's be biblical here for a moment. Jacob and Esau, they were twins, right? Am I correct? They were twins.
Yeah.
And but Mama liked Jacob more than she liked Esau. So then I don't know how parents can do it where you're neutral. I mean, I think because your kids all have their own unique needs, and how do you respond to that? So sometimes where the other sibs are looking at it like, oh, that's her favorite, or his favorite, it could be, no, they're dealing with that child because that child, I hate to say, have just different needs than maybe I have. I learned this in coaching, that one size doesn't fit all. There's some kids, man, I could just ream them out and they respond. And then other kids will go in a shell.
Yeah, because you just never know prior to you reading them out what type of trauma or situation
Or what
have
they're
experienced.
right.
And
We out trying to make everybody tough.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you can't do that. Because it's like with me, just growing up and going through situations, man, I had learning how to play and going through that whole thing of learning. And it was a point of time that when I was in the choir, and the choir director, he'll put me on Front Street, so he'll front me in front of everybody, and that used to embarrass me, and I used to feel some kind of way. So after a while of being embarrassed in front of people, it turned me into this person that my response was, don't embarrass me in front of people. Don't do that.
Hey, Clark.
Because then I'm going to turn around and do something to you.
Clark, hurt people hurt.
Yeah.
That's the kind of choir director he is. So you go back and you can blame that choir director when he was 14 years old. No, I'm kind of learning. I thought as a manager, I had to realize that everybody, now some things are just non-negotiable, but there are other things in terms of how you might deal with people.
Right.
And this dude just put all this up in here, man. Man, that's a lot of reading, man, on the program. All right, so let me go into, let's do the comments. Okay, y'all, let's go. Let's say thank you, God, for a terrific Tuesday. Change. Good morning. Okay. See what else we got here. Politics.
That's old.
Let's see. The family from Tyler, Palestine, Texas. God is good all the time. Yes, mental health illness is an issue. Unfortunately, I think that hey, Clark.
Yeah.
Slow down, man.
Speaking of dollars, underlay over there.
They're doing a Roadrunner movie.
Are they?
Yeah.
So I used to love Meet. Dude, that was my dude.
Okay, keep going. This early voting, bring me up. All right, keep going. Let's see, Vince Tony. Okay, I'm reading it. Oh, we'll come back. Right there. Miss Brian was at the station. I remember you said that if I asked you to have me on your show. Well, part of the problem is you came on Fridays. You don't work on Fridays.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. All right. Excellent job. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Blessings. Good morning, 860 WNOV.
So I got a question.
Keep going, man.
So if you want to show, can't you just
Keep going. Keep going. Let's see. Good morning.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, when the community is depleted of resources or families who are dealing with no sound this morning. Keep going. Lack of nutrition affects the cognitive development of younger people, which will conflict with their intelligence or slow learning and the stress in the environment, especially, yes, nature versus nurture. Important. You're schooling them. Thank you. Keep caught them off guard by your knowledge on the topic. Okay. I don't know if that's the case. Here comes the controversy. Zebra said parents definitely have favorites. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of them.
the black sheep?
But you know what though? My brother, he's way older than me. He passed to go, but my mother, she wouldn't even let me drive her car, and I had a permit. But my brother didn't have no permit, and he could drive the car.
So he was the firstborn, wasn't he?
Yep.
So it's always kind of like that with the firstborn.
And I'm the last
I'm
born.
the firstborn.
And I'm the last
Firstborn?
born.
I'm firstborn.
So your mama didn't like you?
There were some times.
Is it that you think she didn't
There
like
were
you? or
some
she told
times
you?
I've wondered.
Did you really love me?
Do you? No, I think for me being the oldest, and then I'm the oldest of the oldest, responsibility was my thing.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know, like I took on, which I think helped me later in life.
Right.
I wasn't real happy about it then,
Right.
you know, but when you think about, if anything that impacted my leadership was I had an understanding of responsibility. And so, you know, you just learn. Now, sometimes you could be irresponsible if you want, but the difference was my irresponsible behavior when my mom had me doing certain things could have impact on the family, right? So if I don't go downtown and pay that bill on time, it's going to have impact on the family. So, or, you know, taking my sister to daycare, you know, I had a bus pass. So when I was in the 6th grade, I'd take my sister to daycare. She was going to St. Francis daycare down on 4th and Brown. Well, now Bill Phillips and Brown. So I drop her off, get back on the bus, come back to school, get out of school. I can't play. I have to get on the bus, go get my sister. And nothing better happened to my sister.
You pick her up and take her home.
Yeah, you know, so when you I mean, but again, I appreciate it being, you know, my birth order. We were talking a little bit off air about where sometimes you want to be an only child, but you know, the one thing, and I noticed this about Kennedy, is that she does better. I don't see her with kids a lot, but she seems to do better with adults because she's an only child. So the people she talked to was her mom and dad. You know, and so your level of conversation, which is good on a lot of levels, because really how we raise black kids, all this baby talk, no, you start from day one building their vocabulary from day one. You know, so everything when you're reading to them, when they learn how to read, all that's important. If nothing else that's helped me in my life was that my mother really gave me an expansive vocabulary. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah, I had a great time being a kid.
Because Debo, it sounded like he came out the womb eating steak. I mean, no applesauce, no nothing, just.
Hey man, don't be trying to make my life situation.
I'm just saying, this guy came straight out eating steak.
I don't need you
man.
pissing on my life situation.
I'm just saying, because he just said no baby talk. Come straight out with the
No
yams.
Google got that.
Yeah, no Google, just yams.
I was in the other room and it just sounded as if I had to come here and see if there was a couch in here.
You know what? Y'all can beat up on me now, but y'all gonna need some help at some point.
But I mean,
And trust me, I'm gonna wear you out. So when you get on the couch.
when you were saying that you know, couldn't play, you had to, you know.
No, I said no. I played a lot. I'm just saying, but there was a point where between 7 and 4:30 after school, I had to pick up my sister, and then I was on my own. I could do whatever I wanted to do, but I had that level. I had to
Let
handle
me
that
ask you
business.
this: were you responsible to make sure that they ate,
Yeah, sometimes if mama's not there,
or did she cook in prior to?
yeah, she cooked. Yeah, she cooked.
He looking out the window on that one.
Hey, look, man, I was raised by a woman. I say this, and I'll go out here. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It's a difference when a woman is cooking for a man and she's just cooking for her kids.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
if it's a man in the household.
Right. It's a
because
big whatever I put out there, she do it just enough so you don't die.
Pork and beans and wieners.
Yeah.
Right.
My
He get the
mother's
big-
favorite was sauerkraut with the
The sauce.
Polish and sauerkraut.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, she would do that.
Man, I'm talking
Neck bones and sauerkraut.
pork and beans and fries, pork and beans and wieners, pork and beans and melon.
Sound like y'all had pork and beans.
God,
I was in that club.
Yeah,
Jesus.
pork and beans.
Oh, and you know, we was living high on the hog, which he actually got a wiener. Put the wiener in the pork and beans. Because a lot of times it was just that little piece of pork. It was
Save that little piece of pork for Keith. Keith get the piece of pork.
man, he the man of the house. He get the big little piece of.
Did you get the big piece of chicken? No.
That was the other thing. My mother was egalitarian. Everybody had their own piece of chicken. So I liked the thigh. My mother liked the breast. Gary liked the breast too. And then the wing. Francine got the wing. Gary got the leg. Mom got the breast.
Oh, jeez.
So it was a 3-piece.
4-piece.
And with the KFC got a 4-piece.
Got a
and
4-piece.
biscuit. So who got the biscuit?
You split it 4 ways.
Cut it in 4.
No, wait.
Cut it in 4. Hey, Zebra. I gotta say, Zebra. I am I'm the same like you. I had a brothers and sisters, all my family gone. Yes, I'm like that. Last survivor. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's like on those cartoons, man. And I remember seeing the cartoons of the mother have all of the kids cross the street, but it'd be that one duck that's left behind that. That was the black
ugly duck.
Yeah, that was an ugly duck. that was
Go on and
behind.
say it. Do the racism. The black duck.
Yeah,
Go on, do the racism, bro.
And that's exactly what it was, because all of the other ducks was yellow.
It's supposed to be the black
And,
sheep.
I know.
Same difference. Still racist.
Yeah. You know that with Keith, everything goes down to racism.
It goes, no, slavery.
No,
Yeah, white supremacy. Right. Somebody just put what color was Daffy? Black. No, but people would talk about that term scapegoat. Really goes back to, I don't know if it's Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish holiday where what they would do was they would take all the sins of the nation and put it on the goat and then send the goat out into the wilderness.
Mm.
That was symbolic.
Did the goat ever come back?
Shoot, I think that goat was gone.
That goat probably got 8.
Yeah. Billy. Oh, Billy didn't make it.
Wait. Why would he come back? They put all the sins of the nation on him. Right. He's a little heavy burden right now. Man. He got a heavy load out here.
And somebody spotted that goat, so let me take you out your misery.
Right. No, it's yeah. Don't even get to. I don't use terms like the black sheep of the family, and oh man, that is so racist. That no.
So where did that start from?
But when you're operating in the black in business, what
in
is
business,
that?
right?
Oh,
It's
Operating
good.
in the black,
It's good.
you're doing
Black
good.
Friday.
Yeah.
Black Friday is where the stores go into the black usually
Right,
because
right.
they're making it up during Christmas. I mean, I think it's how you use terms, but it has not been.
Now, I don't want to change the subject, but this has really been bothering me.
Uh-oh.
No, seriously.
Uh-oh, Keith.
And I know that this is not Wednesday, but I got a serious
You
question.
ready for this one, Keith?
No, seriously. Now, if the clouds are 1 million pounds and there's gravity on Earth, why is it that gravity is not pulling the clouds down? But if we jump up in the air, we automatically come back down
Well, the
because of
clouds are
gravity.
not 1 million pounds.
Look it up. How much do a cloud weigh?
A clown, you saying?
Cloud.
Oh.
A cloud.
I thought you were saying a
No,
clown.
a cloud. How much do a cloud weigh? And I'm telling you,
But they're different sized clouds.
no, but it's still 1,000,000 pounds. So with gravity being on Earth, and gravity pulls things back to Earth.
Well, clouds float. That's what they do.
But
He's
why
right.
isn't that? So why is it that gravity is not pulling the
An
clouds
average
to the
fluffy
ground?
cumulus cloud weighs about 1.1 million
I'm
pounds.
telling you.
Oh, he sits up and comes up with this stuff.
No,
man.
but it's a question that if you ask yourself, because if you go
Well, did,
outside
did,
right
did
now,
yourself answer? Because
no, but so
Okay,
that's why
here
I
it goes.
brought it here.
Here's the
you got the answer.
how do they stay afloat?
Right.
If a cloud is heavier than a fully loaded commercial jet, it stays in the sky because of buoyancy. The 1.1 million pound cloud is spread out over a massive space, making its total density slightly less than the dry air surrounding it. Warm air rises from the ground, also acts like an invisible conveyor belt, keeping the tiny droplets suspended until they cluster together, get too heavy, and fall as rain.
See what I'm saying? So if you go outside and jump up in the air, you're gonna automatically come down because of the weight that's on you.
Yeah, but I'm not drawn out as that cloud is, as he's saying.
No,
My
and-
density
Right.
is what's making me come back down.
No, gravity.
No,
Gravity is
but
pulling
it's
back.
also, but gravity is not affected by this, obviously, because it's suspended. It's
I get it. So that's what makes it amazing because gravity applies to us.
Now, I don't know about nobody else, but I don't want to think that hard this early in the morning.
It ain't early no more.
Yes, it is.
It's lunchtime.
early in the morning.
Yeah, so I'm really smarter than what y'all think. I just ask questions because I be at home and I ask
No,
myself.
no, you're
Oh,
not.
that ain't it.
No, you're not smarter than I think you are.
Me either, by the way.
You are not smarter than I think you are. You're absolutely correct.
My whole thing is this. You're as smart as you think you are.
And I'm very.
I'm a legend in my own mind.
Listen
Yeah,
here, man.
yeah.
I'm
See,
talking the totem pole.
I don't question your
Okay,
knowledgeability.
here we go. Here's a question for you, right out.
Uh-oh.
On a side note,
Is this from the chat?
yep.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around,
It will still make a
does
sound?
it still make a sound?
Yes, it does.
Caller, welcome to the program. I got my phone back. Caller, welcome to the program.
Hey, what up, man?
What's happening?
You ain't got another Rick.
So, do you got us on speaker?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Speaking of conspiracies, do Ride Out and Clark, they get together to mess with you, kids? Drive you further crazy?
What is he saying? I can't understand it.
We talking about what we saw earlier.
They had some conspiracies that Michael Jackson and Prince was killed. It was a conspiracy.
K-I-L-T.
It was killed.
K-I-L-T.
And I thought Clark was gonna be over there going like, "That's ridiculous." Clark going, "Yep, yep." That's what they did. Then Clark go, "Why they do that, man?"
I just had to try to chime in quickly. All right, y'all.
I'm telling you,
All
it's
right.
true. They don't believe
And at
it.
first, I thought it wasn't going anywhere.
But his doctor did
Yeah.
killed him, didn't he?
Yeah. And then he ended up dying himself. K-I-L-T.
Yeah, he
His
got
doctor
killed
did
it.
kill him, but they were making the argument that the man, because he had did a song,
They don't really care about
they don't really care about us.
Or Man in the Mirror.
all
No,
of
they
these
don't
songs,
care about
they
us.
don't
And
really
so
care
Tommy
about us.
Mottola
Yeah.
put a hit out on him
Yeah.
by him getting a doctor. The only doctor would prescribe the propofol.
Mm.
So what did Puffy do to with Kim?
Mm.
Somebody says, so were they wearing kilts when they were killed?
No, they was killed. K-I-L-T. They
Thank
was-
you, Zebra. Just so now we have to do a definition of a kilt.
Yeah, we know what that
It
is.
is an open garment that's worn primarily in Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a kilt.
The bagmen wear it, don't they?
Well, you know what? Going back to if the tree falls in the forest, there was something when we studied philosophy called Humean thought. And his whole point, the question he asked, does it exist beyond the door? If I don't see it,
Right.
does it exist
Does it
beyond
exist?
the door?
Right.
And it was one of those things, man, where I pondered that question.
That's thought provoking.
Yeah. I mean, like,
because then, truthfully, if the tree falls, does it indeed make a sound if nobody hears it?
It makes a sound, but
make a sound.
does someone have to be there in order for that sound?
To confirm it.
Right, to confirm the sound.
Aha, these are questions that I ask myself, man.
Yeah, I mean, and then it comes down to abstract. Is it I have to see it?
Yeah.
But again, how can you say that it's a sound if nobody hears it?
Because a sound you don't see.
But just
sound is
because I'm
something
there
that's
doesn't
heard.
mean that the sound didn't occur.
Right, exactly.
Just because I didn't
not
hear
there,
it.
But you weren't there to verify it.
Right. You know, it was one of the things, the Sunday school lesson was on Thomas and Thomas's doubt. And it made perfect sense to me because the other folks who was telling him about it had actually seen Jesus.
Yeah.
He did not.
So he didn't believe.
Right. And then he know them. Right. That was a whole other piece of it. He knew them. And so
They could have been prevaricators.
Right. I mean, and so in his mind, but most of us have a certain level of skepticism. So again, the question is, if I don't see it, does it mean that it exists? And that's where you get into questions of faith and belief.
Well, that's prime example of what just really happened here. And I'm glad you just kind of went there because me talking about the weight of the cloud, y'all not seeing it, you didn't believe it until you saw it. So it was.
I still didn't see it though. That Keith read it. That don't mean I don't. You know, he could be a prevaricator.
But again, going back to me seeing it and me clowning all of the time, puts the emphasis on, well, it could be him clowning again until you go look it up and see that it's actually true.
Man, nobody be thinking you clowning. I be getting all sensitive back there. You put yourself out there, ain't no victims, just volunteers.
When you're flying, think about this. When you're flying and you're above the clouds,
right.
Do you see the density of the cloud at that point?
You could. If you're flying through.
That's what I'm saying. That's how thin it is.
I know, but for it to be so thin, but yet heavy.
Well, let me, Zebra ask this question. So does consciousness create reality?
It can.
Help us.
No, it
Help
really
us.
can. Yeah.
Well, I think that's back to Hume's. Does it exist if I don't see it or experience it? And now the reality is yes, but maybe no. You know, our accepting of truth, our accepting of facts. If I don't see it, then why do I accept it? And I think a lot of people do that. But no.
See, but then again, you know, you got to be careful with that too, because he just said something. When you fly above the clouds and you look at the clouds, it's thin, right? So you see how thin it is. But if I was to tell you without you looking it up that particular cloud that you just saw that is thin weighs 1,000,000 pounds,
right?
You wouldn't believe it because you just saw that cloud and it's thin.
But so, not all clouds are the same size either.
Right.
No.
And they were talking about cumulus clouds because then you also have, and we'll experience the day where it's going to get cloudy. Well, that means the rain is coming. And then when it gets to the point that is so much weight, then it turns into water. Now, and I'm going to end it on this. I said this yesterday. We saying God is a great God.
Yes,
He is. I have a problem with the use of the preposition up. God is the great God.
The only.
And I say that in terms of creation. And here's another example of creation and just how intricate creation and existence is. So let me thank Dr. Sabrina Ali, Dr. Christina Kunderman. Let me do it right because I'm killing her name. Killing her name. That ain't my name.
I was called Jamie today, so
I know she's not Jermaine. Look,
what?
She's setting up camp over there again. Oh boy, she's spreading her blanket out. Keith,
but she in the shade though. I saw police came and took it down to the county the other day.
Yep.
Look, she's down on the ground. She's getting down. She
And I'm telling you, man, that and you see it more in the summertime. Where
this
there are
is
people out here.
this is mental illness at its
Right,
best, though.
right. All right, y'all. Hold on, man. Let me do
But is
this.
there anybody?
I mean, but if I was gonna do that, wouldn't I go over here in the soft grass?
Yeah, the baby she want to be. Yeah, you got a point, man. You got a point. But again, this whole area is changing.
It's a very transient area too.
Like day by day, it is changing more.
I'll tell you what, and it could just be me. Why did they close down the mental health facility, Scott Walker and the powers that
The
be?
money and that there was more of a like community treatment. So there's a lot of community treatment centers, but like I said, if people don't avail themselves to the treatment, then they're out here on the streets trying to fend for themselves. There's a lot of veterans that are homeless, and a lot of it has to do with them dealing with their traumatic experiences.
Yeah,
when they were in the
why
military.
do we only see it over here and not everywhere else?
Oh, I think there's other parts of the city too.
Yeah, but when you drive through and see it, you don't see the other parts of the city.
Man, I can go out to the mall. There's a person out there, drugstores. Dr. Christina Kumaran, let me thank you. Debo, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Clark, thank you.
Thank you.
Super Boy Wonder, thank you.
Jamie, it is.
Jamie.
I heard that this morning. She was calling him Jamie.
Hey, I said, look, just add more shit.
Like, tell me more about my.
And wait a minute, he just smiling. You
Tell me more about
you
my.
call me Jamie. Use his club name. Hey, y'all, the good Lord willing, creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody tomorrow. And as always, go from this place in peace.